Hey, my lovelies. Welcome to my channel. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the Daily Vibration. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name is Kamoy, and we are doing the Daily Vibration for today. Guess what? May 7th, 2021. And we are at day number 40, y'all. We have 60 more days left in our leveled up journey. We are at day number 40. Oh my gosh. You know, we've been doing this for 40 days. So you need to give yourself a pat on the back because that is a level of self-mastery. So if you've been consistent, right, for the past 40 days, you would have discovered something new. You would have implemented something new. You would have stepped into something new, whether it's confidence, whether it's financially, just coming into a different place, whether it's spiritually coming into a different place. There would have been something that you've implemented, okay? And you have it, a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of being, right, within this past 40 days. So I'm super excited about that. And guess what? It is also Self-Love Friday. It is, right? So my question that we're dealing with today, we're diving in today is, who's loving you? Let's talk about that a little bit, right? It's Self-Love Friday, and the question today is, who is loving you? Okay, so before we get into that, right, let's just know that it is the 5th month, right, the 7th day, and it is year 2021. Now, energy is fluid once again, so if you do not click on this video within this date range, that is fine. If the message resonates and vibrate, you want to take what you need and leave what you don't, okay? I don't know if I said that already. Okay, so we got the Sun in Taurus. Okay, and now the moon is entering Aries. Depending on what time you look at this video, it would have already moved over from Pisces into Aries. Okay, I did not get the timestamp on that, just depending on where you are geographically. You want to definitely go ahead and check that in. So within the Aries moon, that is Mars energy, there may be feeling some type of wanting to establish who you are, being really protective. You know, this could also bring in warrior type energy. You know, this could also bring in energy of being really focused within this next 2 days within this moon. Okay, and it could be being focused where your second house energy is placed. All right, so if we're looking at that chart today, we see that the number 5 is falling in the center of the chart, right? So you know that's change, you know that's heart chakra, you know that's also you being able to step into a place where you're mastering forgiveness, right? Where you're mastering confidence and acceptance, right? Because the number 5 is on the soul plane. So we're talking about wisdom, intuition, acceptance. We're talking about love. We're talking about patience, forgiveness, all of that stuff, right? Dwells right there on that soul plane. Now within the number 2 today, because we do have the double 2s in the date, talk about this every day, okay? We talk about this every day. You know, we're gonna be talking about this number for years to come, all right? The double 2s in the date, you know that you gotta be sensitive with your energy today, okay? Because you could be dealing with people that are energy vampires, and then you tend to give too much to others, and then you feel depleted, you feel used, you feel unwelcome, unaccepted, and all of these things because you're really giving too much of your energy to the wrong people, okay, to the wrong group, or to the wrong person, or even to the wrong situation. So you want to be mindful of that as you're going throughout the day. All right, situations can be very interesting, especially when you're not taking responsibility and accountability for you, right? Yeah, so that's why we asking ourselves today, who's loving you? So let's talk about this for a second. Who is loving you? Right? Who's loving you? You have all different aspects where you try to maybe to get somebody to see things your way, or maybe try to get somebody to even understand how you feel about a particular thing, right? Especially when it comes to love, like how you want to be loved, how you want to be treated, right? Sometimes you spend a lot of energy putting time and effort into relationships, asking others to love you more than you love yourself. So we're going to talk about that today. Who's loving you? Are you expecting others to love you more than you love yourself? Well, you don't have to, right? You got number 5 in the date today. Heart chakra energy, right? You also have showing up once again in the date today, the number 7, right? You're only really going to see the number 7 I want to say, as far as the chart goes, twice this month, right? So it's going to be the 7th of this month and then the 27th of the month, okay? So whenever we see the number 7 show up in the chart, you need to realize that we're talking about the power of your centers here, your chakra centers. Each chakra center is responsible for a different emotional archetype that you need to master on this plane, right? We're also talking about being able to mature in areas of your life, right, where you don't allow your emotions to overtake you, where you're not consumed by materialistic things, right? The physical world, and where you're not caught up in your head, right? So you are being asked really within this number 7 to master each of those planes, right? So the mental, the physical, the emotional realm, okay? Now really understanding that once you begin to utilize the number 7, you find that you're able to integrate your life lessons, because it also represents being able to learn through sacrifices, right? Now we talked about this at the beginning, right? You no longer have to do sacrifices. You can make choices and decisions. So the number 7 is showing you or asking you, like, where are your choices and decision landing in your maturity and within your mastery? You know, like, where does that land? Where does that land, right? The double 2s, we talk about that all year, but those double 2s, like, that's some really sensitive energy. So with the double 2s in the date and the number 5 in the date, what you're finding is that, like, in real talk, this energy, first of all, is super sensitive emotional energy, all right? And if you have super sensitive emotional energy in an area where Aries is and people are not mastering their emotions, you can find people overreacting, all right? Yesterday, we had number 6. Number 6 was you had, the date was the 6th, so you had the opportunity to create or destroy. You still have an opportunity to create or destroy, because one of the aspects of the, May really vibrates in number 6. Now, you can go back to the first of the month, like, okay, so we're dealing with 3 numbers just for May alone this month, right? And if you are part of the VIP, lectures, you know exactly what numbers those are, and you know exactly how to utilize those numbers, okay? So we're dealing with those numbers consecutively, right? So you're dealing with those numbers. You need to know how to apply each and every one of these numbers. They mean something, right? So everything is coded. I see everything in numbers anyway. Everything is coded, okay? You can definitely detect who you are through others, but you can also detect who you are through your feelings. And being responsible for your feelings, and being responsible for your love, not just where you give your love, but how you receive your love, right? And what you accept, right? As far as your love and your self-worth is concerned. I'm telling y'all, like, this is something that I've had to walk through and master, and I have to continually learn every day. I had to learn that big time in my business. I had to learn that big time in my personal relationships, right? And within the past 2 years, I can say I still had to encounter things that asked me to reevaluate who I was giving my love to and who was loving me. So the question today, once again, on Self-Love Day is, who is loving you? Okay. Now, we also have the number 1 in the date. You know, number 1 is the gateway to your verbal expression on this plane, your creative force on this realm, when you're creating and casting your vibrations, you're using your words, your spelling, right? You know, in the beginning there was a word, right? Like, you know, go back to whatever your ancient text or wherever wherever you're studying. The one thing that it does tell you is that there's power in your words, there's power in your tongue, and the number 1 is responsible, or the number 1 represents rather that power, okay? That divine spark. You are the divine spark. Whether you're sparking negative intentions into your life or positive intentions into your life, it don't matter. You that spark. The question is, how are you mastering and using that spark within you, honey? Right? Because you that spark. The number 1 gives you an opportunity to set an intention. What intention did you set in today in Self-Love Friday? Who's loving you? Are you sitting back and waiting for another person to give you permission to be loved, to feel loved, to acknowledge that you are loved? You don't have to do that. You don't have to wait for anyone else to tell you that you are loved, okay? You are worthy of love. Okay, and you can receive love, not just give it, but receive love. Do you know how much people walk around in life just giving love, and they're not even open to receive love? Do you know how much people walk around in life like that? I can tell you, because I was one of them. And then what I found was that I would get mad, get angry, get frustrated, get a little jealous, you know, don't appreciate anything, not walking in gratitude, feeling so unhappy and so unloved, because I was not loving myself. I wasn't loving myself, y'all. And I remember when I changed. Y'all. I remember it was back in 2012, coming to the end of 2011, you know, coming to the end of 2011, and in 2012, I stepped out. It's been a journey. So from 2012 to now, it's been a journey, working on me, loving me. Some days it's easier than others, right? Some days, you know, because you got to be honest, right? We are human. Right? We are energetic beings, which means that energy is constantly in motion. right? Energy is constant. And if energy is constantly in motion, that means emotions are constantly going to be emotions. So sometimes within those emotional waves, there's some dips and there's some peaks and some dips and some peaks, right? The question here is, who's loving you and who are you giving the responsibility to love you? Who are you giving that responsibility to? Right? And do you know when you give away that responsibility, you run into the risk of not feeling like you're getting what you put in? You run into the risk of not feeling validated. You run into the risk of having to be codependent and someone else telling you when you should feel good and when you should feel happy and when you should feel sexy and maybe you need to lose some weight and maybe you need to do that. Do you know that? Let me tell y'all, I've been on this journey now. And honestly, I didn't even really know that it was a journey. I just, because sometimes you get stuck in autopilot. I didn't know that I was, I didn't know that I was going through a process of transformation on this level. I knew that something was happening, because when you lose someone in your life, or when someone transitions from this realm into another realm that you've been close to, something changes within you. So I knew that I was going through some type of transition. I just did not know that the transition was going to unfold into something beautiful like this. So I didn't know that when my dad transitioned, this was going to be a beautiful unfolding. But I do have to give credit to Kim Warner, because she did tell me that there was a portal open and there was a wave of energy that I would now be able to use. There was something magical happening, she told me, in that realm that I could tap into. Here I am. Life does not have to be as difficult as we've been taught. Life does not have to be as stressful as we've been taught. Life does not have to be so loveless as we've been taught. But love starts within you. Love starts within you. I did a poem years ago that was guided. It was literally like I was in trance, and one of my guides come through, and very full of wisdom. And I remember, the poem speaking about how in life, not everyone congratulates, okay? You need to understand this. In life, not everyone is going to congratulate you. And in life, the old wise one in this poem, she wrote, I say she wrote, but I was literally writing the words out, as this interpretation of this magical, divine energy source connected in me. She also said, within the words as I'm writing on the paper, she said, and also in life, not everyone is taught to appreciate love. Not everyone is taught to appreciate love, right? In life, not everyone has the same value or the same understanding of love. In life, not everyone that you think is capable of giving love is capable of giving love. In life, not everyone you think is capable of receiving love is capable of receiving love. That's truth. That's facts. That's truth and that's facts. We spend so much time sometimes thinking outside of ourselves and going outside of ourselves for acceptance, going outside of ourselves for love, not understanding that the minute that you start to accept yourself, the minute that you start to love yourself, you pull all of those other things to you. You got to go seeking outside yourself for nothing. So I ask you today, once again, who's loving you? Who's loving you? The number 5 is telling you that you have an opportunity to tap into forgiveness in your heart center. The double 2 in the date is saying that you intuitively know. You intuitively know, especially if you're an empath. But it's also asking you to be mindful of who you trust. Don't put your trust in others and then get mad because you, my love, put your trust in someone that was unworthy. Or forgive yourself if someone showed up and presented themselves to be something that they were not in you, my love. Put your trust and love in someone that was unworthy. Don't you? Take the lesson, apply it the next time around, and you forgive, you love, you accept, and you keep it moving. So for self-love day today, the question is, who is loving you? Who are you giving that power to? Who are you giving that power to? Okay? Yeah. Do something kind for yourself. Remember that out of darkness comes enlightenment. Sometimes you got to go into the dark so you can gain enlightenment of self. This is not about trying to figure out other people or trying to figure out, how to get out of a situation. Figure you out, and how to get out of situations is going to unfold. You got to trust the process. first you got to begin the process, right? You got to begin the process and trust the process. Okay, yeah. I think I'm done. I'm done with the vibration for today. It's Self-Love Friday. I'm gonna circle back. I have not, you know, we talked about me going back to my bar classes, and I've been doing everything else, you know, and I have not been taking care of myself in that way. So I'm gonna report tomorrow to let you guys know how my class was today, because my class is at 12:15 today. So yeah, I'm gonna circle back. I have not done that for myself. You know, that's something that you know, that's a journey and something that I wanted to start doing along, you know, and it's been, what, we 40 days in, you know, I've done the hiking, I've done, you know, the stretching at home, but I have not done something that brings me joy and happiness. I haven't done that. So today I'm doing that, right? And, you know, and I've been having an amazing 40 days. I've been tapping into some beautiful things. I've been, you know, my whole business, the whole business have changed within the past 40 days. The whole way I think about business, the whole way I think about expansion, you know. So, yeah, love yourself. Do something kind for yourself, honor yourself. And I'm going to see y'all in tomorrow's Daily Vibration, okay? It's Self-Love Friday. Who's loving you? Don't give that power away to anybody else, right? Take your power back. You want to take your power back if you're giving that power away to somebody else, and love yourself, okay? All right, my loves, I'm going to see y'all in tomorrow's Daily Vibration. Bye, guys.